As a point guard, we really feel like we can offer you something amazing, something no other team in the NBA can offer. With Steve Nash's career winding down, you have the chance to play behind and learn from one of the greatest point guards to ever put on a uniform. Once Steve decides to hang it up and you've learned everything you can from him, the starting point guard spot is yours. How can you say no to that?
I don't think you can. Steve Nash is class. He's a legend. He's, like you said, one of the greatest point guards that's ever lived. I can learn a lot from him. It really advanced my career watching him do his thing. I'm not growing my hair out though, man.
Interesting. Next question. As a whole, the Suns have kept the same core for the better part of a decade. We found a winning formula and stuck by it, just rotating in supporting pieces where necessary. As I'm sure you've seen over the last year or so, we're in the midst of overhauling our roster. We really love the idea of you being a part of that process. What do you think about being a centerpiece for the new Phoenix Suns?
Man, I love the idea that you consider me a centerpiece. That type of confidence in me, how can I not love the idea? I'm interested in making a name for myself in the NBA, and Phoenix sounds like a great fit to me.
Thanks so much for your time. I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but we would be ecstatic if you're still on board when it's our turn to pick. Hello, I'm the head scout for the Golden State Warriors. I want you to know that we're strongly considering you based on your performance tonight with our first round pick, 11th overall. We'd like to get to know you a little better before committing to you. I'm sure you understand. We have a couple of questions, if you don't mind. We feel like we already have some great young guards on our roster in Monte Ellis and Stephen Curry. Where do you see yourself fitting in with those guys?
Man, playing alongside those guys would be great. I really think we'd be a force to be reckoned with once we learned each other's tendencies. Honestly, and this might sound crazy, I don't know, but I feel like I have a much higher ceiling than those guys. I think you know that as well, and that's why you chose to interview me. I want to take this team to the next level.
Next question. This team has a lot of momentum right now. We went through a rough stretch and had some recent draft picks that didn't work out. With guys like Monte, Stephen Curry, and David Lee, we really feel like we're on the up and up. We like what we've seen out of you, but how do you see yourself fitting in with the team?
Honestly, I'm in awe of their talents. Having watched those guys on TV, I know what they're capable of. I feel like I can really learn a lot from those guys, and at the same time, I feel like I can teach them a thing or two. Man, this team could be dangerous. I want to be there when they make the leap.
Okay, I think I've heard all I needed to hear for now. You're definitely someone we can use on our team. Now we just need you to be available when it's our turn to pick.
Greetings, I'm the GM and Director of Player Personnel for the Pacers. We have the 15th pick in the draft, and we're looking at potentially using this pick on you. First, though, we would like to get to know you better by asking you a couple of questions. Let's get to it. We feel like we already have good point guard depth on our roster in Darren Collison and George Hill. Where would you see yourself fitting in with those guys?
Oh, playing alongside those guys would be great. I really think we'd be a force to be reckoned with once we learned each other's tendencies. Obviously, I feel like I have a much higher ceiling than those guys, but I think you know that as well as me, and you know that's why you chose to interview me. But I want to take this team to the next level.
All right then, one more. We realize that here in Indianapolis, we don't have the appeal of some of the big market teams. We tend to look for players who would be proud to be part of this organization, someone who can really take pride in being a member of the Indiana Pacers. We need someone who's willing to spend their entire career as a member of this team. Is that someone you?
To be honest with you, I'm a big city kind of guy. I don't think Indianapolis has the type of vibe I'm looking for. You feel me? I'm sure you guys have a great organization and a great fan base. It's not for me. All right?
I appreciate your honesty answering my questions. Best of luck to you in the draft.
Good evening and welcome to the 2011 NBA Draft. For the talented young men hoping to hear their names called tonight, this is a moment they and their families have long dreamed of and will never forget. To those here in the audience and those watching at home, thank you for joining us. Let's get to it. With the first pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Kyrie Irving from Duke University. With the second pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Derek Williams from the University of Arizona. With the third pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select Enes Kanter from Turkey. With the fourth pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Tristan Thompson from the University of Texas. With the fifth pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Nick Brown from Boston College. With the sixth pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Jan Veselý from Czech Republic. With the seventh pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select Bismack Biyombo from Congo. With the eighth pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Brandon Knight from the University of Kentucky. With the ninth pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Bobcats select Kemba Walker from the University of Connecticut. With the 10th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select Jimmer Fredette from Brigham Young University. With the 11th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Klay Thompson from Washington State University. With the 12th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Utah Jazz select Alec Burks from the University of Colorado. With the 13th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Phoenix Suns select the 20-year-old point guard from University of Georgia.